Ooh, something I totally forgot to tell you guys that we're planning to do this year is welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian. This is the Whiskey Wimps. Ladies and gentlemen, today, before we get into this episode, I would like to give a shout out to a number of people who have been supporting the channel for quite some time. Not only all of our patrons, special thanks to you guys as well. But there was a time when I thought we would stop this channel when we didn't hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers at the end of the year. But I have a lot of fun with it, and a big part of that fun is the support and the people that are actually there always supporting us every month in the comments. And special shout outs go out to Amy Bruner, Clistia Robinson, Stuff and Whiskey is always in the comments, they're supporting us. Aiden, who I think is now Leatherboy97. But Aiden, we love you, bro. You're always down there giving us some good feedback and just really supporting people all over WhiskeyTube. So we appreciate you, man, and just appreciate everybody that's down there in the comments every week giving us support. It's a small channel, but we're having fun with it, and we hope to eventually grow to a point where we can really do some bigger things. But at least we didn't stop. At least we didn't give up. And this is going to be our third and last and final installment of our store haul, because there's so much that I couldn't fit it all into one episode. So, and especially since we still can't find Matt, I'll just show you the rest of what we've picked up, and you can comment down below if you want to see a review of it on the channel, or you can sign up for Patreon, and we'll even send some of these to you if they're something that's hard for you to find but you want to try. Let's start out with Trail's End. I know that this seems like counterintuitive place to start, Trail's End. This stuff is a 10-year Kentucky whiskey that took the trail to Oregon to get finished there in Oregon barrels, is my understanding of how this stuff works. Saw it sitting on the shelf at one of my favorite whiskey stores here in California and figured, hey, that looks interesting. It's non-chill filtered, got a decent proof of 105 and 10 years old. Figured this might be worth a try. So picked it up, and then we'll see a review from this. Ooh, something I totally forgot to tell you guys that we're planning to do this year is we're gonna have a whole host of double-blind head-to-head samples set up. And within all of those samples, there'll be a lot of samples like the one last week we talked about with the Hardin's Creek and the Russell's 13 and different side-by-sides, or the Templeton 10 and the Bullet 12 rye. We'll have all these different head-to-heads lined up, and in that pool of head-to-heads, we'll have all these different whiskeys paired up with Wild Turkey 101 to see Wild Turkey 101 stand up against all the different whiskeys that you know and love, and see who comes out victor. And we'll never know if the Wild Turkey 101 is in them or not, because we'll have a bunch of other samples paired up for head-to-heads that don't have Wild Turkey 101, so we'll never know for sure if it's in there. I thought that would be interesting because I love Wild Turkey 101. It won my most drank favorite whiskey of the year last year, so I'm gonna see how it fares up against all the stuff we try this year. Okay, moving on. Another winner from last year's favorites, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. This is C922, and I see Elijah Craig Barrel Proof sitting on the shelf, and every time I do around here, it's for MSRP, so I always pick up a bottle because it doesn't ever let me down. I also saw this sitting on the shelf. Some of the old makers, their new release of the BRT-01. It would have been interesting to see the 02 sitting there too, but I feel like a head-to-head on these would be really good, but I've heard good things about it, seen good reviews about it, and Maker's Mark is always a welcome addition to our bourbon cabinet, so there it is. This is something else I got, fortunately, a chance to sample from Stuff and Whiskey, was this Barrel Vantage, and this is the blended with all the different toasted finishes or whatever's going on here. It's finished in a bunch of different, the toasted American oak, French oak, and Mizunara. And I thought it was fantastic, so I went ahead and grabbed myself a bottle when I saw it sitting there at Bevmo. Yeah, got a few more for you. Boone County Rye Single Barrel. Now, this might not be that special of a bottle for a lot of you guys, but we don't ever see this sitting on the shelves here in California. I've never seen Boone County on the shelves ever. In fact, I was not in California when I found this, and that's why I picked it up. I was like, I really would like to try this. I'm pretty sure it's MGP mash bill. Yeah, this is the 95 rye, 5% malted barley mash bill from MGP, but it's one that Boone County picked and not the other places that pick. So give it a try. This is something that you guys have seen because I offered it as something that you guys can win when we finally do our live stream for 1,000 subscribers, which we may have hit by now. Did we hit it yet? Maybe not. But when we do, that's gonna be one of the bottles that you can pick up, because I got a few of these expecting it to be a mind blower, and it's good. I wouldn't call it a mind blower, but it's here. I wanted you guys to know that it is, in case you haven't gotten to try it. Second to last, Widow Jane Decadence. I actually picked this up at the same place where I saw that Russell's 13, because this is, if you missed last week, you need to go back and watch last week and hear the story about the Russell's 13 bottle that we found and how that came to be. But when I told the guy I didn't want to pay what he was listing it for on his shelf, I said I was just going to get this instead. And I was going to get this instead because I wasn't going to pay what he was asking for Russell's 13. And I ended up getting this anyway because of the story that I told you last week. So I got this too at that time, and I've heard really good things about this. I really have enjoyed Widow Jane 10 year and Widow Jane 13, both of which we have and have not done on the channel, but we do have them. If it's something you'd like to see, anything, whether we compare this to the 13 or compare this to the 10 year. I've heard good things about this. It's different in that it's finished in maple syrup barrels, and I got a sweet tooth, so I bet it's good. Last but not least, I have seen this stuff around. Well, actually, I've only seen it at Cypress Craft Beers and Liquors down in Southern California, and it's produced and bottled by a company in Michigan, but distilled in Indiana, some MGP. And this is a 100 proof, small batch, something or other. I don't know what's going on with this stuff. I just thought it was a really beautiful bottle, and I wanted to get something while I was down at Cypress Craft, so we'll see if what's in the bottle is as beautiful as the bottle itself. If you would like to see that reviewed, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I'll just drink it by myself in my garage. Thank you guys for watching again, and hopefully we can find Matt, or otherwise I'll just start drinking whiskey by myself. Because my wife's pregnant, so she's not gonna drink with me. And my cousin's MIA too, so he's gonna be all lonesome around here while the sun goes down. But that's all right, because everything is better with whiskey, even when you're all by yourself.